Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. This channel, we do all things Detroit Lions. So if you are coming from the Gridiron Blitz, I do appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button as well, and become part of the Syndicate. The Detroit Lions go into First Energy Stadium trying to get still that elusive win for the 2021 season after coming off a tie, very sloppy game by both teams against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Detroit Lions are now going to face a Steeler division rival with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is also coming off a complete drubbing by the New England Patriots, so they're going to look to get their swag back. Also, no Odell Beckham. We know he got cut or got waived and took his talents to L.A. Nick Chubb, however, is going to be able to return. Now, I thought he was going to have to be out for 10 days. I guess it's already been 10 days, so today he is allowed to come back, and it looks like he's going to be good to go for Sunday's matchup against the Detroit Lions. So let's take a look at ESPN like we always do and look at the stats. We see here that the Detroit Lions have a 23.6% chance to win this game to the Cleveland Browns 76.3. A 0.2% chance at a tie. The Detroit Lions proved that legit last week. So again, this is very close to what the matchup predictor was for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Jared Goff, who is in question, highly doubtful, but we'll talk about that later on. 220 completions for 333 attempts for 2,109 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Did not throw either a touchdown or a pick in last week's game against the Steelers. Baker Mayfield, no need to throw the ball as much when you have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, but Hunt's been out for a while and he's still on IR. 161 completions to 246 attempts for 1,990 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. DeAndre Swift, coming off a massive game against the Steelers, rushed for over 130 yards, has 123 carries for 419 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, welcome back, 120 carries for 721 yards with 6 touchdowns. He has 3 less carries than DeAndre Swift, but almost double the yards and double the touchdowns. That is why the Cleveland Browns had the #1 rushing attack coming out of the preseason. And our receiving leaders, no surprise here, TJ Hockenson, who has been kind of quiet the last 3 or 4 games, is still our receiving leader with 48 receptions for 448 yards and 2 touchdowns. And David Njoku has 22 receptions for 352 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, man, Njoku has almost as many yards as TJ Hockenson and half the receptions. That is crazy. That just tells you how stagnant the Detroit Lions offense is. Let's go down to the injury report. We'll talk more about Jared Goff here. Taylor Decker is questionable. I guess he came back last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he has another injury that I don't really know about, but I just caught wind of it right before I recorded this video, that he might be out come Sunday. DeAndre Swift, questionable. Jamal Williams is questionable. I do understand that he'll probably return. He's been out for about a month, and I saw him wearing his helmet everywhere in the Lions camp because he's so happy to be back. Jared Goff right here is doubtful. Now, remember, when it comes to status, doubtful means that the player is most likely going to be out, whereas questionable is they have a high probability to play. So for the first time since the season began, Jared Goff will not be under center. Dan Campbell also, when asked, would they wait till like the last minute, and they said no, they're going to pull the trigger early so that Tim Boyle, who will get the start for the injured Jared Goff, will have time to kind of settle in and get acclimated with that position. So it looks like Jared Goff will not be the quarterback this Sunday, which means that all the Detroit Lions fans, they'll get to see what they've been screaming for since like week 3, is that for Jared Goff to be replaced. Now, nobody wants to see somebody get hurt, but at the same time, that change at quarterback will happen this week. Tim Boyle, I don't know how he's on injured reserve and he's set to start, so maybe ESPN needs to do some catching up. On the Cleveland Browns side, Jarvis Landry is questionable, which means he'll play. You got Green, Hill, and wide receiver Schwartz out for the Cleveland Browns, with Donovan Peoples-Jones, the Michigan receiver, being questionable. So it's very likely that he'll play. Now, if we go down to points per game, the Detroit Lions, I think this has been one of the tightest matchups they've had as far as points per game. 16.7 for the Lions, 23.1 for the Cleveland Browns. Points allowed, the Lions have been trading 30, but after that tie against Pittsburgh, they brought that down just a little bit, 28.9, but the Cleveland Browns only allowed 24.1. Total yards, Detroit Lions 344.4 to the Cleveland Browns 381.7. Yards passing, 236.2 for the Lions and 227.6 for the Cleveland Browns. Their run game is really their strong suit. You take away Peoples-Jones, you take away Landry, you take away Njoku, and they will become one-dimensional. Yards rushing, 108. Good to see the Lions have after coming off that high run total by DeAndre Swift, has gone over the 100-yard mark. But look at this right here, 151. You can't see it. 154 yards per game average rushing for the Cleveland Browns. Total yards allowed, both teams pretty bad. Over 300, 343.3 for the Browns to 392.7 for the Detroit Lions. Passing yards allowed, they both allow over 240, 257 for the Lions, 248.6 for the Cleveland Browns, and rushing yards allowed 94.7 for the Cleveland Browns to 135.7 for the Detroit Lions. So again, any given Sunday effect here, but the Cleveland seems to be the better team. Last five, the Detroit Lions snap a 12-game losing streak with a tie against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, a tie is not a loss and it's not a win. It's just what it sounds like. It's a draw. No team was better that day. It does not go down in the win or loss column. So because of that, they are starting their streak over and have to start from scratch. So shout out to the Lions for all those sloppy. They should have won that game, but they snapped the 12-game losing streak. We got to take it where we can get it. Outside of that, they had lost their previous four: Philly, LA, Cincinnati, and Minnesota. If we go to the Cleveland Browns are a little shaky. Got absolute smackdown by the New England Patriots. So they are 2-3 in their last 5 games. They lost against the Patriots. They won against the Bengals. They lost against the Steelers. They won against the the Denver Broncos, and they lost against the Cardinals. So if you look at this pattern here, looks like the Cleveland Browns are slated for a win because it's loss, win, and they're coming off a loss. So it looks like they are going to probably get the win. This game is kind of up in the air. I don't think Cleveland is the team that they were when the season first started. They're definitely, right now they are out of the playoffs. I think they're the 10th seed or something like that in the AFC. Team is just unraveling. You know, Baker has been spotty. OBJ, that ruckus caused there. Now he's gone. Kareem Hunt goes down a month ago. Nick Chubb misses a game due to COVID-19. And now they're just kind of spiraling out of control. And then you take the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff has been below average. I mean, sewer at this point as far as his quarterback play. A change will be coming with Tim Boyle getting the start and David Blau backing him up. Detroit, DeAndre Swift coming off the biggest run game, I think, of his career. Over 30 carries in that tie against the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Hawkinson is still MIA the last couple of weeks, and Josh Reynolds will be coming in this week as well. So even with that being said, I think the Detroit Lions, like I said before, I'm not going to call them to win any game until they actually win a game. I think they have a chance, just like they had a chance against the Steelers. I think it is supposed to rain. It's going to be under 50 degrees. And Jared Goff, Mr. Tiny Hands, is not going to be in there to fumble the ball. He didn't fumble against the Steelers, so I guess I should be nice in that regard. But I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns to win this game and drop the Detroit Lions to 0-9-1. And we will go into Thanksgiving 4 days later looking for our first win. So we'll see then. We'll do a preview for that game on Tuesday. But right now, we got the Cleveland Browns going to First Energy Stadium. So my name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Make sure you guys become part of the Syndicate and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave in the comments below who wins this game. And if you do score predictions, drop it there as well.